can you tell me what is JDBC and what is its primary purpose in Java?
Sir, JDBC stands for Java Database Connectivity. It is a Java-based API that provides a standard interface for connecting Java applications to relational databases. Its primary purpose is to enable Java applications to interact with databases, execute SQL queries, and manipulate database records.
Okay, what are the key components of JDBC?
The key components of JDBC are JDBC drivers. These are platform-specific implementations that allow Java applications to connect to different types of databases. Second, JDBC API. This is a set of Java classes and interfaces that provide methods and mechanisms for database access. Third, JDBC statements. These are used to execute SQL queries against the database. And last is result set. A result set represents the result of an executed SQL query and allows the retrieval of data from the database.
Okay, explain the steps involved in establishing a database connection using JDBC.
Sir, the steps involved in establishing a database connection using JDBC are: load the JDBC driver for the database you want to connect to using class for name. Then, establish a database connection using the driver manager, get connection method, and by providing the database URL, username, and password. Then, create a statement object for executing SQL queries. Then, execute SQL queries using the executeQuery method to execute select queries or execute update for insert, update, or delete queries. Then, process the result set, and lastly, close the resources.
Great. What is the difference between statement and prepared statement in JDBC?
Sir, statement is used for executing simple SQL queries without parameters, while prepared statement is used for executing precompiled SQL queries with placeholders for parameter.
Okay, nice. What is Hibernate and what is its primary purpose in Java development?
Sir, Hibernate is an open-source object relational mapping framework for Java applications. Its primary purpose is to map Java objects to database tables, providing a convenient way to interact with databases using Java objects instead of writing SQL queries directly.
Okay, explain the main components of Hibernate architecture.
Sir, the main components of Hibernate architecture are Session Factory. It is a factory for creating and managing session objects. Second, Session. It represents a single-threaded unit of work and provides a runtime environment for persistent objects. Third, Configuration. It represents the configuration settings for Hibernate. Fourth, Mapping. It defines the mapping between Java classes and database tables. Fifth, Transaction. It manages database transactions. And last is Query. It enables querying databases using the Hibernate query language HQL.
Okay, what is an ORM mapping in Hibernate and how is it defined?
Sir, ORM mapping in Hibernate defines the relationship between Java objects or entities and database tables. It specifies how fields in Java classes correspond to columns in database tables. ORM mapping is typically defined using XML files or annotations like @entity, @table in the Java classes.
Okay, great. How do you define a primary key using Hibernate annotations?
Sir, we can define a primary key using the @id annotation. By default, Hibernate assumes that the primary key is an auto-generated identifier. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe.